Ever since Zeno the Omni-King was first introduced to the Dragon Ball audience, he has been a figure of great prominence and mystery, seeming to be the highest god of the Dragon Ball hierarchy and with a power stated to be ridiculously above all others. Zeno is a character that commands fear and intimidation among all those below him, but while there are still many questions lingering about the Omni-King, one seems to be setting the tone for the current tournament of power and his involvement in the Dragon Ball Omniverse. And that is, why does Zeno appear to enjoy destruction? As we've seen, Zeno doesn't view the current Tournament of Power, which will decide the fate of 8 universes, as a life or death situation. The two Zenos don't really seem to care that when they destroy a losing universe, all those innocent people are being totally erased from existence without even going to the afterlife. To Zeno, all of this is nothing more than a game. Those fighting for their existence are just his entertainment, and their ends seem to be just a cherry on the top for him. Zeno even has his own GodPad tablet and app designed for the two of them to designate who has fallen out so that they know when to erase a universe. As we saw with Universe 9, Zeno shows no sympathy whatsoever when he does this. Rather, he cheers with glee at their total obliteration. But why is this? Why does Zeno seem to enjoy destruction? And considering he does that make him an evil, malevolent god? And does that make his actions inherently evil? I'm not so sure. As we've seen, Zeno is not all-knowing and rather seems to be far from it. Many things have happened throughout the course of his existence that he seems to be totally unaware of. These include the existence of multiple timelines, the existence of a different Zeno in the History of Trunks timeline, that Zeno not knowing who Goku is, not knowing much about fighting, and so on. But other than these specific events, Zeno doesn't seem to understand many basic things, such as interaction with others, friendship, or various customs from his own multiverse. If anything, Daishinkan seems to be the one who is really in the know, and Zeno seems to be incredibly naive of the world around him. Zeno is like a child emperor, someone sheltered, kept behind the closed doors of his palace, and more of a figurehead, while his advisors and those beneath him are the ones really controlling everything. Meanwhile, Zeno is distracted by games and things of minor consequence. On one hand, if Zeno is truly the most powerful being in existence and can erase anything or anyone in an instant no matter how large or powerful, it makes sense that the other gods try to keep him ignorant in order to protect the creation. As we heard from Whis, Zeno destroyed 6 of the original 18 universes when something made him mad. However, Zeno's naivete could also be a big contributing factor to why the universes are at risk to begin with. I think the closest character we've seen in the Dragon Ball franchise to Zeno has to be Majin Buu, specifically Fat Buu when he was first released from his ball by Babidi. Babidi was manipulating Buu, telling him to destroy just as his father Bibidi had done millions of years ago. However, after Buu turned on and killed Babidi, he continued to destroy cities and leave people dead in his wake. However, as Mr. Satan showed up to defeat Buu, we came to realize that Buu was also incredibly naive and destroyed because he was told to. Furthermore, Buu was so naive he didn't realize that killing and destroying was actually a bad thing, and upon learning so actually decided to stop. I think it's possible that a very similar situation may be happening with Zeno. If Zeno truly is as naive as we've been led to believe, and is kept purposely so by those around him, it could also be entirely possible that Zeno doesn't see erasing innocent people as bad or wrong in any way. He may have absolutely zero understanding of the value of life, especially sentient life that works, struggles, and yearns for more. To him, all the universes may simply be his plaything, as we saw with the two Zenos who were playing marbles with planets and destroying worlds in the process. We don't really even know if Zeno Zeno is the true creator of the Dragon Ball Omniverse, or what his real role is in it other than to serve as a destroyer. And while it makes sense for gods of destruction to take enjoyment in destroying worlds, it doesn't make much sense for the creator of all things and the one above all to be so ignorant of his own creation and not care if it's totally erased from existence. So I think it's less likely to do with Zeno being evil and taking enjoyment while fully comprehending his actions, and more that Zeno is so ignorant of reality and so naive that he doesn't really grasp how terrible what he is doing truly is. However, there is one other possibility that I can see, that Zeno really is the creator of all things and the dragon world only exists for his enjoyment. All exists to be his plaything, and to him the gods, mortals, and their sentience is mere happenstance. All is secondary to Zeno's fun and will be erased if he so pleases. And if this truly is the case, it changes the tone and the landscape of the Dragon Ball world, going from an action-packed world of fun and adventure to a horrifying existence in one of the darkest and most cynical in all of fiction. Whatever the case is, I think there's certainly more here than what we've been allowed to see thus far. And in time, we'll come to find out what Zeno's motives truly are. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and enable notifications so you could see all of my content right away when it comes out. Yeah, and you better subscribe, enable those damn notifications.